Welcome back, you beautiful people. Now today I'm going to show you how you can install a Fender pre-wired pickguard to your Stratocaster. Let's get into it. Okay, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for coming along. Now today I'm going to be showing you how to install a Fender pre-wired pickguard onto your instrument so that you can upgrade the pickups, the wiring and the pots and everything all in one go. One easy solution this is. Okay, now I've opted for the custom shop Texas special pickups. All right, now the only color I could get the pickguard in was this sort of red tortoise shell. But I prefer the white on my red Stratocaster, so I'm going to actually be retaining the pickguard from my Stratocaster and just switching over the electronics and the pickups. And I'm going to show you how to do all of that in this video. Okay, just before we start this and before we do the pickup swap, what I want to do is just record some tones so that later on when I get the new pickups installed, I can then do exactly the same thing with the same amp settings and we can hear a direct comparison between the two. So we can actually hear with the custom shop Texas specials versus the Player Series pickups in a direct comparison, and then you can judge for yourselves whether you think there's a worthy upgrade. Okay, so also I want you to let me know in the comments section what pickups you run in your guitar. Which guitar do you play? Have you changed the pickups? Have you left them standard? Are you planning on changing them? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's get on. Okay, so first job we've got to do is we've got to remove the strings, so we've got access to the pick guard in full, so we can actually lift it all out as a oneer. So once we've got these strings off, I can then undo using a Phillips screwdriver all the screws around the outside, of which there's 11, and then the whole thing will just lift out. So I'm going to show you that now. I'm going to speed this up so it's not wasting too much time, and as soon as we've got this lifted I'll come back to you. Here we go. Okay, so like I said earlier, I've now removed all the screws around the edge, got the strings out of the way, so we can now go ahead and lift this entire pickguard out as one piece. Okay, so as you can see, we've just got these three black wires going to the pot ground, and then we have one white wire coming from the jack, which goes to the pot pin just there. So I've made note of where these go, and I'm now going to desolder these so that the whole thing can come away. We can start swapping over the pickups and the switch and pots onto the white guard, which I want to retain. Normally you wouldn't need to do this because normally you just buy the set that you want with the colour pick guard you want, but I couldn't get hold of the one with the white one because they're out of stock everywhere. And to be fair, I got this at such a good price, this pre-wired pick guard set. I didn't want to miss out on this, so I felt it was just worth it just for me to switch these over between the two different pick guards. But normally you wouldn't do any of this. You just desolder these, pick up the new set, put it on, solder them in, and you're done all straight away, ready to go. Okay, but I'm just going to switch these over. So I'm going to just desolder this now in front of you on here, and then I'll take you through a bit more. Okay folks, just a moment in between while we're doing this. If you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful at all, please click like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Thanks. Okay, so I have my soldering iron all ready to go, all warmed up, pre-ready. I'm now going to disconnect this white wire by desoldering that, just releasing that, and then release the black ground wires from the pot. Okay, welcome back. So I've just had to actually snip the black cable off the pot. They did not want to desolder at all, so I just snipped them, and I'm just going to solder them onto the new one when we get to it. So as you can see, the new pickup covers and the knobs switch tip are actually cream, and I want to retain the white of this pickguard and the white of the pickups covers and the knobs and this. So I'm actually going to remove these now, just pull them off, just set them to one side so you got them safe. So obviously the pickup covers will come off when I remove the pickups in a moment, but yeah, you just give these a good little, these are sometimes a little bit of a git to pull off, to be honest. So you just literally just pull them straight up. There you go, there's that one. Okay, so same again. There you go, that one. And then the third and final. Come on, there we go. Okay, so they're off ready now. So now I'm ready to undo these nuts, remove the screws from the pickups, and remove the screws from the pickup switch as well. And then that can all drop through, and we can then remove all of this, put the new ones onto this guard, and then put this back in the guitar. So let's get on with it. I'm going to fast forward this so you don't have to watch all this. So I'm going to open this, show you how I'm going to shift it all across. Okay, so to remove these knobs from the pick guard, all you have to do is use a 13mm spanner and just spin it off and then do it by fingers. And then set it to one side nice and safe, and then that'll push through. Now there is a locking, oh no there isn't on these. Oh yeah, it is on the, there you go. Okay, that's a really important thing actually. So there's a locking, retaining nut that goes on the underside of the pick guard, which goes on top of that. But when you remove the pot, often it'll stick to the back of the pick guard. So trying to remember to remove that rather than lose it. Okay, so I'm just going to do the others as well. So just undo that one. Remember 13mm spanner for this. Okay, so now we're just going to remove the pickups and the pickup switch with just a normal Phillips screwdriver. So just 2 screws here. These ones are normally quite long though, so it's worth bearing that in mind when you're unscrewing it. It can take a while to get it out of the switch. Set them aside somewhere safe. Okay, and then the pickups, same with the pickups. So just 2 screws per pickup. I'll talk to you about the heights of the pickups in a moment when I put them back in the guitar. Fender have a really good support website for telling you the exact spec of each pickup. So every different set of pickups have different specs for what height they need to be with regards to the strings. Texas Specials, I think off the top of my head, was 3.2 for the bass side and 2.4mm for the treble side. But I'll confirm that when I start measuring it up and showing you how to set the height of the pickups once you've got the actual pick guard installed. Okay, now saying about pickup covers, this one's just falling off, look. I'm just literally just come straight off. So as soon as you've got these pickups out, the covers come straight off. Sometimes they click off, sometimes they just fall off. And these ones are just falling off. But that means I can now put these on the new ones. Okay, so there we have it. We have the 3 pickups out of the back the scratch plate. The knobs are all out there, all intact, ready to put on. So next job, I'm just going to get off these little bits of plastic. You know, when you get your brand new guitar and you pull off the scratch plate plastic, all the bits that are under the knobs and so on get stuck under there. It's a right pain, and under the screw heads. So I'm just removing those off there. There's some more there. Okay, so as you can see on the back here, you've got the Fender custom shop stickers on the back of these pickups because they're custom shop Texas Specials. And I'm going to remove all of this and transfer onto the existing pick guard because I want to retain that white one and have this. I'm not a big fan of these. I know a lot of people love this, but it's just me. I'm not a big fan of these sort of reddy brown tortoiseshell guards, and I don't like the old sort of creamy look to the covers and knobs and tips and so on. So I'm going to ditch all of that, switch over, let's get cracking. Okay, sometimes when removing these knobs, it's actually quite hard and they don't want to come off, so I'm just going to use a flat blade, a gentle little nudge with a flat blade, just a bit of encouragement and they pop straight off. Sometimes you just need to do that just to help them along their way, because they're not all very keen to come off. There we go. Okay, so that's those. Tip always comes off nice and easy. Alright, and now I'm going to dismantle these from the donor scratch plate, stick it all straight on here. Okay, so we're ready to put the white pick guard now onto the new wiring. So we need to get the new covers, or the white covers, on new pickups. There we go. 1, 2, 3. So they're ready to go in. Okay. And then we also need to do is remount, because I shouldn't have took these off, it turns out. I should have left these screws with the rubbers on the pick guard rather than taking them off, which is a bit of a silly boy. Okay, so now I'm ready to put the existing pick guard onto the new controls. So let's get these pickups in. Yeah, I much prefer the white than the cream. The cream is a very vintage look, but I like it. If I buy a brand new guitar, I want it to look brand new. So if I had a vintage one, that'd be different, you know. But this is a nice shiny new guitar. I want it to stay shiny and new. So get these through the holes. And they're ready to go, and then get this in the hole. The pickup switch ready to go, and then we can screw all these back in now as well. Just knit those up with the 13mm spanner, so they're not going to come loose when I'm using them. Okay, so I've got the Texas Specials and all the brand new wiring and pots installed on the existing pickguard now, which you won't have to do if you're just putting the colour you want on in the first place. It saves a lot of hassle, but I'm just picky about my colours. So I'm now going to get the guitar, and we can start putting this back onto the guitar. I'll screw this one onto the body, and I'll solder the white one onto the pot, and solder these two black ones onto the pot to replace the two that I just cut off. So I'm just going to get the soldering iron ready, nice and warmed up, and then we're ready to get all this finished off and back installed. Okay, so that's all soldered on now. Okay, so just got to screw that earth ground into the body, ground and wire into the body there, into the shielding. There we go, and then you just lay it back in, tuck it under the neck end, just under the neck here, and then hopefully it just slides straight in. Just got to manoeuvre some wires and make sure it's all sitting nice and flush with no lift at all, because otherwise it means there's a wire trapped somewhere and you don't want that. So that's all good. So now I can start getting these screws back in, and then secure all this down, get the strings back on, and then start looking at setting the heights of the pickups, which is an essential part of the job. So I'll quickly fast forward this and we'll come back to you in a moment. Okay, so we've got the scratch plate back on, and we've got the new Texas Special custom shop pickups in there with the new wiring and new pots and new switch. Okay, so now we're going to get new strings on, get it all strung up, get it up to tension, do a sound test, and then we need to set up the height of the pickups, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so now we're completely finished reinstalling everything. Now it's time to set the pickup heights. Now, according to Fender's own support website, what they say is that the Texas Specials need to have 3.2mm between the bottom of the string and the top of the pole piece on the bass side of each pickup, and on the treble side 2.4mm. Now I'll put a link in the description down below of the page with all the different specs for all the different heights of the pickups, depending on which pickup you put in. They only list Fender ones, obviously. Okay, so to do this, you actually have to push down on the highest fret. So on my guitar, it's the 22nd fret, so that the string is down, okay, on the 22nd fret. And then you take a measuring tool, which you can get off Amazon, you can get off from any decent guitar shop, and then you measure the height of the pole piece from the top of the pole piece to the bottom of the string. Okay, and you do that on the bass and the treble side, and set them according to Fender's own specs. Now, to adjust the height, all you do is screw in or out with the pickup screws. So just above and below the pickups, there's a screw that attaches the pickup to the plate, scratch plate. Okay, and when you turn that in or out, it lifts it up or lowers it down. Okay, so just keep adjusting that till you get the right heights. And the reason we want the right height is for the optimum tone, but also for optimum volume without being pulled by the magnets, so the strings don't actually lose sustain. Because if they get too close to the strings, the pickups, they can actually magnetize, sort of pull on the strings with the magnets and stop the string from ringing for so long. So you can lose sustain if you have them too high. But if you have them too low, you lose a lot of volume, and you can also go outside the threshold for having the optimum tone from those pickups. So that's why pickup height setting that is so important. Okay, so make sure you do that, don't forget. Okay, so let's get into these tones so we can do the comparison between what we recorded earlier and what these are going to sound like now. So let's have a listen. not to do one more, wouldn't it? Hey? Okay, so that was the tone comparison between the new Custom Shop Texas Special pickups and the original Player Series Strat pickups that were installed from factory. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and this shed some light on different sounds of different pickups. Hopefully you can hear a difference. If you can hear a difference, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the new ones? Do you prefer the old ones? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, what are you running in your guitar? Are you running Custom Shop pickups? Have you changed any? Have you gone for Seymour Duncans, Lola, Fishman? You know, there's loads of different pickups out there. Have you left stock? Have you left it as standard? Let me know in the comments. Tell me what you're playing as well. I'd love to know what guitars you guys have. All right, so let me know. Let's have a chat in the comments. All right, so I did the locking tuners the other day in the other video, the #1 upgrade video. If you haven't seen that, watch that. It's on my channel. It's a good one, that. All right, but how easy it is to change locking tuners. So simple, but major upgrade for any guitar with a tremolo on. Holds much more tuning stability and a little bit more sustain, I think. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you really enjoyed this. If you have, give it a thumbs up, click like and subscribe, and then I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.